Hello and welcome to this third lesson in the Year 8 Digital Graphics series. Before we start, we're going to be using Adobe Photoshop as part of this lesson. I'd like you to research and answer the following three questions. Number one, what is Adobe Photoshop used for? What are its key features or tools? And then number three, can you find any famous examples of Photoshopped artwork? So pause the video at this point. You're certainly going to need to jump onto Google and do some research around those. Give yourself about 10 minutes and see if you can find answers to those three questions. Move on when you're ready. So as I said, this is the third lesson in the Year 8 Digital Graphics unit of work, and this is lesson 3 looking at an introduction to Adobe Photoshop. By the end of the lesson, we will understand what Photoshop is and what its key uses are. We're going to understand some of the key tools used within Photoshop, and you're going to be able to create a basic advert for a new drinks brand that you looked at in one of the earlier video lessons. So you hopefully found from your research as part of the Do Now task that Photoshop is an image editing application used to edit and improve digital graphics. It can do things like alter the colour, add text, apply filters, remove blemishes, and much, much more. Over the next couple of slides, we're just going to look at a couple of examples of what we mean by a digital graphic that's been heavily edited. So here is our first example. What the artist has done here is taken two separate photographs and merged those together. We've got a photograph of the London Bridge, London Scenery Tower Bridge, and we've then got a very, very large wave. And the user there has blended the two photos together to make it look like the wave is going down the River Thames. This is definitely an example of a digital graphic. It's a graphic which a computer has been used to improve or change in some way. One of the places you probably have seen digital graphics used quite heavily before is in the front covers of DVDs and computer games. That goes from anything quite simple like the one on the left hand side, the Beauty and the Beast scene, where all that's really happened is a number of different characters have been overlaid on top of one another, or the film on the right hand side, which is a little more complex. We've got the street at the bottom, but also at the top there's sort of a mirror image with some symmetry going on, with the cityscape seeming to sort of fall apart in the middle. Again, both of those are examples of digital graphics that would have been edited in Photoshop or something quite similar. So at this point, we need to begin to think about how Adobe Photoshop works. And I'm going to ask you to watch one of two other tutorials. Now, if you're working in school or you're lucky enough to have Adobe Photoshop at home, the first tutorial I found you is for Photoshop. If though you're working at home and you don't have Photoshop, there is a free online version called PhotoPea. Now you need to pick which of these tutorials is going to suit you the best. If you're in school or you've got other access to Adobe Photoshop, watch the Adobe Photoshop tutorial. If you're going to work online because you're working from home, you're going to want to watch the PhotoPea tutorial. Both of those are in the description. Pause the video at this point and have a watch of at least the first sort of 10 minutes of each video. The Photoshop one is quite quick and the chap goes very, very fast, so you might need to watch it twice. The PhotoPea one is slightly slower but is a longer video. Like I say, you'll need to watch certainly the first 10 minutes of the PhotoPea one, but you won't necessarily need to watch all of them. Pause this video at this point, jump down to the description section and pick which tutorial you want to watch. So hopefully you had a chance to watch those tutorials and you'll now be ready to start your own Photoshop document. Now we're going to be creating an A5 advert for our Super Fizz drink that we started in lesson 1 of this series, and it's going to include the logo hopefully that you created and saved somewhere safe. Now, whether you're using Photoshop or PhotoPea, you're going to want to open up a blank A5 canvas. Now, in Photoshop, you go File, New, and select A5. And in PhotoPea, the tutorial will have spoken you through how to create different sized pages. If you're not totally confident on creating an A5 page, don't worry. Just use whatever's opened up. Pause the video at this point, and then we're going to take a look at a couple of examples of different adverts. So here are two very famous drink brands. We've got Coca-Cola and we've got Innocent Smoothies. Both of their adverts are examples of digital graphics. They've combined a number of different images together, plus some text. You're going to be creating something like this in a moment. So I'd like you to pause the video at this point and make a basic start to your poster. You're going to need to add the name of your company, Superfizz, plus hopefully the logo from lesson 1 and put that logo in a sensible place. You might then also add some background colour or a background image to the main part of your poster. Give yourself 10 minutes just to make a start. I'm then going to show you another couple of examples that might help you and talk you through what those examples have done in terms of their design. So pause the video at this point and either in Photoshop or PhotoPea have a go at starting off your poster or your advert. So hopefully you've now been able to make a start to your advert. You've hopefully got a title, maybe a logo, maybe a background picture in place. Our advert though needs to meet something called brand image, and we spoke about brand image last lesson. Your brand image needs to really appeal to your target audience. Let's have a look at a couple of examples. Now for me, the Coca-Cola advert is clearly aimed at young people. There's lots of bright colours, there's lots of people having fun. They're showing off that brand as a fun brand to be a part of. The silhouettes are used within the brand, therefore the advert can be used worldwide. There's not a particular race of person on there, it's not for a particular market, for example, different cultural backgrounds. The Coca-Cola bottle is definitely in the middle of the advert, it's a pride of place. You might want to think about that in your advert. Is your actual drink shown somewhere? The logo is present twice. We've got it at the top and at the bottom in different colours. Coca-Cola are a company that really push that idea of knowing the Coca-Cola brand. They've got the word play in big red letters in the middle, again showing off that idea of the fun part of the brand. The brand colours of red and black are absolutely definitely prominent within this advert. All of those design decisions attract in a particular type of person. This is not a drink that is aimed at 70 plus people. Okay, this is a drink that is aimed at younger people, and the advert particularly is aimed at a younger market. This is a different type of advert though when we look at our Innocent Smoothie. This one is really focused on the health benefits. All of the colours here are natural. We've got that sort of strawberry red, banana yellow colours going on throughout the advert. It's there and it's used in that way to reinforce the innocent nature of the drink, the idea that there are no extra additives within this drink. Again, the product bottle is pride of place, it's right in the middle, but they haven't really used any gimmicks or any distractions. Again, that's there to show that that company are all about the drink. The fresh fruit is clearly in place. If your drink is selling itself as healthy, you need to make sure you've got that sort of healthy element in there. The halo on the bottle, again, shows off that product as being good. Coca-Cola wanted to show themselves off as being fun. Innocent Smoothies want to show themselves off as being good and good for you. Also on this advert, there's no small print at all. There's no sort of bit at the bottom that says about additives and sugar. It's really focused just on the drink. Both of those examples really show off how brand image is important when creating a digital graphic. So you've now got the rest of this lesson to finish off and try and finish off your Superfizz advert. Okay, I want you to use as many different tools within Photoshop or PhotoPea as you can to really make your advert stand out. Think about your brand image. Is your drink an energy drink? Energy drinks always use green, energy type colours, bright, vibrant colours. Is it a health drink? Health drinks tend to use more natural colours, colours that we might find in the natural world. They're very different. If you'd like, you can also look up some additional tutorials online. Either type in PhotoPea tutorial or Photoshop tutorial, and you should find some more advanced features that may be able to help you with your advert. So pause the video at this point, and you've then got the rest of today's lesson to try and create your Superfizz advert. Hopefully you now understand what Adobe Photoshop is and some of its key uses. You hopefully understand some of the key tools of Photoshop or PhotoPea, and hopefully you've created a basic advert using some of those tools. Now there's lots and lots of resources online for both Photoshop and PhotoPea. If you want to do something and it's not explained in this lesson, stick it into YouTube and there will almost certainly be a video lesson teaching you how to do that. As always, thank you for watching. If you've got any comments, please drop those below or onto your Google Classroom class for your teacher to answer. Thank you very much.